All right. Giving you all a sneak peek into prime photography. I was inspired by a picture I saw of a gentleman named David Hayter. If you're a Metal Gear fan, then you know who that is. So I'm going to kind of replicate one of those pictures that he did. I like the lighting in there. And just take a new portrait just because. So I hope I'm actually in the shot there. Guessing how tall, yeah, I'm in the shot. So so I'm going to use this foam dummy to help me get focus once I'm doing things how I'm doing it right now by myself. And I'll use these here because these are my softbox for me to set up. Everything I have is from Godox, by the way. This one is not set up. I want it to be set up. Let's see here. I will be using this one. This is a strip box that I like. And this one has the grid. So this way they help me to control, but not control, but it helped me to narrow the spread of light with these. This is called an egg crate grid. Egg crate grid. So I'm using this on this slide setup here. Right, this is an SK400 version 2. I have 2 of those. So, because of how anyways, I don't take it off already, yes? So this is going to be on this light here. Actually, I have to move this strobe over on this side. So this strobe over here. Why the two of them is the exact same thing? Because of the settings I have on my trigger. I want to keep this one on this side. So I'm going to have that over there. This round softbox, well, this the hex, the octagonal softbox. And we set this up over here. And over this, I will need this to have some height. This is going to be about all over here. Take that to full length and then just double that height. I think that should be ideal for aiming at. I'm going to plug in this one. On the other side over here. Let's see. I've now plugged in to bring light from on this side. I'll put the strip on this flash strobe. have this strobe. Right, I'm going to have this strobe set up such that it will be delivering light this way. Lock that up in that orientation. And of course I need to raise this as well. Because of course light, as we know, always comes from above. Right? That's the natural orientation for light. It's always above you. Right? Having if you like yourself, you like your subject, in other ways, it might look a little bit strange. In some cases, you actually want it to look strange. But for the most part, you want to always like the subject from above, right? So if I have it above, where the subject going to be, subject is me. So that is the position for the lights there so far, for the most part. Of course, as I shoot, I want to be able to see the results I'm getting and then make the adjustments according to my needs. So, one thing I want in this case, I don't want any light reaching my background. See, I have this gray background here. And of course, we'll be having all this ambient light, but there's a way for me to get rid of that. And I'll talk about it as I go along. But I want to make sure that I don't get any light from the strobes onto this. And in order to achieve that, I just need to make sure that the light softbox are in the right position. Here's okay, although I don't have any grid here. Appears okay. I think I'll still get some light on it though, but I don't think it should be enough to impact my image. So let me go about setting up the camera now. With studio photography, there's always one very important thing to do at the early start of your shoot. That is, at least for your camera, you must eliminate all the ambient light in the photo. And there's an easy way to do that through your settings. Okay. The camera that I'm using is an Olympus Pen EPL1. No, it is not the latest and greatest. I've been trying to get my hands on a new camera for a while, but this is what I have. And you don't always need the latest and greatest in order to make great images, right? All you need to do is have good knowledge of what you're using, and more importantly, you need to understand light. Once you understand light, battery in this one is dead. Let me swap it out. Yeah. Once you understand light, it's going to be easy for you to be able to achieve the things that you want to do with regards to photography. I think a lot of people, they try to skip actually learning light and understanding the physics about it and how it works. And that really should not be the case. Make sure I set my time and date. I think it's 4 something. I actually have 13 minutes past 5 here in Trinidad. Where's my coffee? Where did I put the thing, man? Just had the thing. Found it. Nailed it. Alright. I even have a 12-second timer on this thing that I'm not going to be using, so let's get rid of that. Well, I'm going to be using the 12-second timer actually, I just don't want to do it right now. So, in order for me to eliminate all the light in the room with regards to the photos I'm going to be taking, I have my camera set at f8, 1/160th of a second, ISO 200. The ISO is the recommended range for this camera, or the recommended ISO level. At this ISO level, I should get the best possible image quality. 1/60th of a second is still kind of slow, but for this camera, it is the sync speed that I have. I can increase that sync speed, but that will mean going into high speed sync, and that is not something I really want to be doing with my strobes too often, so I won't do that this time around. As far as the f number, I have an f8. With those settings, I should get a black screen when I take the picture, right? So I'm going to do just that. Okay, for some reason, this thing taking really long to write on the card. Why is that? Do I need a new card? That's a bit strange. Right, so here it is. Make sure you could see that. So it looks like the camera is off, right? But it's not off. Camera is on. But this was the picture that I took. So I'll switch again and take another picture. And there you have it. Right? No image. I don't understand why this is taking so long to write onto the card though. So now that I know for certain that the light, the ambient light that is in the room right now is not affecting the image. When I put on the strobes, however, then the lights of the strobe will impact the image. This is how I know whatever is happening here now, I know for certain it is a result of my actions. And once I know that, I can manipulate the light to give me the overall objective that I'm looking for. Alright, so let's get this setting. There's a door, that might be the Joshua. Is that the Joshua? That is the Joshua, and he probably is coming to play. Oh, are you doing something here? I am doing something, I'm still resting. Oh, okay. So the Joshua is probably coming to play game, yeah?
Afternoon, to come and exercise, but
Uh-huh.
I could always do it tomorrow if it
I
is.
can more live streaming out a while.
Oh, you're live streaming?
Yeah. So I just need to take the picture. I'll ask you for the hoodie for.
Alright.
Alright, so now I'm going to set up the lights. Turn on the lights. Turn on the lights. We'll put on the trigger first. Alright. Turn on the lights. Yep, those beautiful beeps that said my camera, my lights are working. Alright. So, I'm just showing this camera shine again to do some modeling for me.
So what?
Modeling. I want to do some modeling?
Not really.
Alright. So let me just give a test for this. Boom, they flashing, very nice. I know for sure this one is already set. This one I need to change. Right. So, thanks to this device on my camera, trigger, this trigger here is going to fire off my lights for me. This is the Godox X2T. Pretty good trigger, has a few years now. Works beautifully. I'm going to be doing everything. I'm going to be setting this thing manually. I want to set my focus manually. And because I set it at F8, I'm going to have a reasonable depth of field. I have it aimed at the chair, so when I take my seat here, my entire body is going to be in focus because I choose that F8. F8 is going to give you a really deep depth of field, meaning that everything on the front to the back is going to be in focus. And it doesn't really matter too much about the background being in focus or not because I kind of want the background to go black. I may need to change the position of this light. So something for you to keep in mind. Even though you might be seeing the soft boxes and things in it, I am using the 45mm 1.8 from Olympus. That is a lens. That lens has the focal length equivalent of about a full frame 90mm. For somebody who doesn't know much about photography, it's just going to sound like a bunch of gobbledygook. But what that means is, it's just going to be a bit narrow so that you won't be able to see these things in the image when I take that picture. I want these to be as close as possible to me on the subject this time, but not in the shot. Right? So I think I have it at a okay settings there. Let me give it a little test and see.
In Marcos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go upstairs. I'll come back downstairs now.
Take your time how you're passing there and gently close back that door. I don't want it to slap.
Alright.
Right. So I took that picture. What I found was there's a lot of light still reaching the background and I don't want that. That is because this is at the wrong angle. So to fix that, An easy way for me to fix it really, I just need to stand here and see if any of the light, or if I can see the front of that softbox. Once I can see the front of that softbox, it means the light from the softbox is definitely going to reach the background, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to bring this close. I'm going to turn it away like that. So that's going to be the first move. I think I'm still going to get a whole lot. Let me see here now. Right, it's a lot less, but it's still a lot more than what I wanted. I think in order for me to get away from the background, I can't be that close. So I'm going to move the chair now forward. Like that. I'll actually turn the softbox this way. Let's see here now. Also, now that I got that, I need to retake my focus. All right. Make sure everything is in focus. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. It's much darker now. Right. So, none of the light from the strobes, actually reaching it. However, if you notice, the room itself is white. So I think a lot of this ambient light here is actually, well, the ambient light is not affecting it, but the light from the strobe is bouncing off the rest of the room, still reaching me, the subject, and it's resulting in a very dark, but not dark enough image. So let's see. This is what the last image looked like. And this is what the previous, that's what the previous one looked like. Last one, previous. So let me see here. I'm thinking I might be able, if I go to F11, let me see if I'm going to get the result. Yeah, I think I'm getting the result I want at F11, but it's a lot. That's not how I want things to pan out right now. Another option I have is to actually try and flag it. So I think I'm going to do that. Move this dummy out of the way. Yeah. So I have this stand that I made from PVC pipes. I think I'm going to make use of that. See if I can flag this by putting a black flag in front of it there. Let me go and get that. It's like a piece of foam core. So I can use that to cut down the amount of light that is going to be bouncing back in. And it appears as if I did. Right. So it did reduce it, but not significantly. But I'm going to keep it there still because I know with something like that, with that in place, what it's going to do now is it's going to kind of add contrast. It's going to add contrast as, of course, when color black absorbs light, so it takes away, and there's less going to be ricocheting from that wall. So it's going to absorb some of the light, and by doing so, it's going to add some contrast. So I'm going to leave that there, even though I'm not getting the result I want. I'm going to leave it there still. Just stepped out a little bit. I want to get this, my watch. And going to change now into this hoodie that I really like. Let's see. It's an orange Jordan's hoodie. No, nobody's sponsoring this live stream, just in case anybody was wondering. But you know, that's how it goes. I like my watches. They're not expensive watches, but I like them. Alright, so now I'm going to put this timer back into play. 12 seconds. I'm going to take a picture. Both lights are set at 1/16 power right now. Let me just see what kind of result I'm getting now and if I'm going to make any changes. And let's see what the changes are going to be. Right, so that wasn't bad actually. Now, let me show you all. Yeah, it's not bad, right? But of course, I'm a tall figure, so I need to step back a bit. And as I move here, I'm going to have to refocus. I want more of my body and everything in the image, so I'm going to have to take a step back. And refocus. And take another one. Yeah. Check this end result out again. And I'm getting the feeling this light is out of position. I did that and I still don't get enough of me in the image. So what I have to do is simply raise it up. So I just change the angle of the camera. I think I'm going to bring this forward a little bit. I think this might be the better position for it. So now, I know for certain that I'm going to get enough light hitting my face here because I can see the entire softbox from this end to that end. And the angle is a bit narrow. But I think I'm reaching what I need to reach. This one, I may need to increase the power in it, but I want to make sure that I'm getting what I need, or try and get what I need without increasing the power on these strobes. But this one definitely have to go up. So I have to go up from 160, I go to 180. Which might seem like a big jump, but let's see if I just set the parameters right here. Because they're still outside of the frame, so I'm good with regards to that. So let me see. And as you can see too, the image was rich and contrasty. So yeah. Starting to work just like how I want. That one that is going to be on the left side of the image. Let me show you what the image look like. So far, after those tweaks, all right, that's what the picture looks like right now. I like it, but I want more light from the strip box. So I have that in my B group. So I'm definitely going to increase the power from that one. I think 1.8 should be good. Fire off to test to make sure it's going on as it should be. There we are. Should be getting more from this one. Right. Yes, and I am getting it. So now, I want to increase the power output here. A lot of vehicles have simply got more like brighter light from the circle. I just remove the grid because the grid actually takes away a couple stops of light. I can simply remove that and get more light on it. What I think I'm going to do here now I'm reluctantly moving this light to this position. while I am getting enough, like it's not reaching as far across my face as I would like it to reach. So let's take another one like that. See what's up. Right, so it's a lot different now. This is the end result here. The image before was like this. So if you look at my face here, like this part of my face here is a little too dark. Yeah, this one I wanted to get more light cast on it, so that's why I made that adjustment. I just messed up my focus. Good. So I'm going to increase now on my key light, which is in the A group, which is the large softbox. I'm going to put that now at 1/8 power. Let's take this picture. See the results. I know I just increased more light to hit the background. Still, the background is still workable. You know what it is? There we go. So, I am not happy with the output from the strip box. I'm not happy with the output from the strip box. So I want to swing the strip box a little bit further back on, and I'm going to actually remove the grid. And what on the block is, this is how you know you're a pro. Once you leave your egg crate grid hanging like that, that's how you know a pro. That's how you know who's good. And ain't nobody gooder than me. This is the result. But you can see there that by removing the grid, the light started to spread more, and you can see more of the background. I don't really want that. So I'm going to take this down like so. This in the flow. In the flow, put this back. very first time when I first got this grid and this strip off. They all came as one package. I was so excited for this. Now this is a pop-up background that just folds, and if I want it totally black, I could just use a piece of black cloth that will also help as it would absorb the light. But I don't want to do that. I want to use the gray. Also, a thing about the gray is you could actually turn the gray any color you want, but I'll do that on another live stream. So let's see here now. Whoa. Oops. Let me just take a couple more here like this. I think I have the light set up or to be set up, Yep, I'm starting to get the kind of results that I want. So let me show you all what it looks like. This is the end result. And of course I'll put it out too at the end so that publish them on my social media accounts. Right here on Facebook, so you can get to see the end result of it. And get another one. This one is starting to creep onto the frame. Need to remove that and take it again. I think I want to increase it by about 50%. B group. Increase it by about 5. Yep, that feels about right. It's pretty good. I want to add a prop. So I'll add a prop. So this is the old camera I have. And it's actually the exact same model as that. So, but this one not working. However, it makes for a pretty good prop. So, every good photographer is going to have his magic set of props that he has. That's to sell your personality and stuff a little bit, so people will be easy to tell that I'm a photographer, right? When they see that picture. see. Yep, sells it quite well. I want to try something. Those images are turning out pretty good. But I want to try a little something here by doing this strobe a little closer to the front. So you kind of like me from the side here. What I do with my prop camera. Fire off another frame. I think I want to make sure. Right. Let's see how that image looked. How much of a difference it actually made. Well, it did make a difference. Might be a little bit hard to tell. So this is with the move I just made. This is before. With this image, the light on this side is a lot sharper, a lot more pronounced. And that's because, well, technically, the light source was smaller and more narrow. And that results in a much sharper shadows. But let me see, I'm going to move it back here. I prefer that result. So that's what was with that. I want to bring it a little closer. Make sure it's not in the frame. Right? And it's not. I want to increase that. About a stop and a half. It's a bit much, eh? Right, I want it to be kind of overexposed, but not really. So let's see. Put this on here. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah. Show you all the result. Check it. See, the light across my shoulder and thing now here, head and shoulder, it's a little more distinct, brighter. That's a little bit of what I want. So step back a bit, regain my focus. Send it here again. Yep, that's the end result there that I want. I keep finding something that needs to be adjusted, right? Yeah, sister. This was in the frame. Just in the frame. Right. Here we go. Think I'm gonna like that one. And I do. I do. So now, just one more thing. I want to make sure I don't lose this position too much. Right there. I'm just going to just take a picture using the chair incorrectly. What else is new? Photographer doing something incorrectly. Should be good right there. Filling the frame with the subject. See if I got that right off the bat. Yeah, I kind of did. Kind of did. This one looks pretty good. Look at that. Looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do now, the only thing I really feel like I should do is raise the camera up a bit, change the angle. So about that. Should I change this? I kind of feel like I should change this. Yeah, I think I want that like that. I'm gonna crop. and do this again. Yep. I think that's the result I want. So here, this is what it looks like. Yeah, I really like this, the outcome of this one here. So that's a wrap. That's my new portrait. You all got to see it here first. I'm going to put that out on social media. If not tonight, maybe tomorrow I'll put them out. Do a little bit of editing to them. Some light editing, of course. They don't require too much. Oh. Do I need to use the chair? Yeah, man. Just use the chair, man. Oh. Over there, wrap these things up, put them away. It's just dumping off whatever power might have been remaining inside of the devices there. I don't like to leave them or switch them off with all that juice in it. Although I don't think in this modern time that they haven't had a technology to remedy all of that. I think all of that has been fixed, but it just satisfies my mind. Put this dummy back in place. Get off, cord. Get off. Let me unplug these things. Put them back in their little corner. Put them away. I like these strobes. These are not the most powerful strobes, you know, but they do the job and they do the job well. I was able to learn and develop pretty good techniques. And these things always respond well. Yeah, these lights always respond well. I don't really have any reason to complain. So, there it is. Short live stream of me taking my new portrait. Of course, this is how I do my stuff. Photography is very easy, very fun for me. And this is how quick I can get done. Then of course today is just a one-man show. It's just me solo photographer and light coordinator and model all in one. But it was a lot of fun for me. Thanks to whoever may have seen. I'll see you all in the next one.